Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Sivadas Madhavan, Associate Professor of English. Today I'm going to talk about free morphemes and bound morphemes. That is, morphemes are divided into two types, free morphemes and bound morphemes. Free morphemes are the base form of the word, or the root of the word, or the stem of the word. They have their own meaning. On the other hand, bound morphemes do not have their own meaning. Only when they are attached to the free morpheme, they have the meaning. For example, walked. Walk is a free morpheme. Id, ed form, ed, the past morpheme, has no meaning when it is taken away from the word, but when it is connected to walk, it has a meaning. So, bound morphemes do not have their own meaning, but free morphemes have their own meaning. So free morphemes are the stem of the word, or the root of the word, or the base of the word. And bound morphemes are attached to them. And bound morphemes are prefixes, infixes, or suffixes in the language. So prefix is an affix connected to or attached to the beginning of a word. Suffix is an affix attached to the end of the word, and infix is an affix attached or inserted in the word. So prefix and suffix are quite common in English. Everybody knows it. Prefix comes in the beginning. For example, justice, injustice. In is the prefix. Kind, unkind. Un is the prefix. And when it comes to suffix, kindly, li is the suffix. Statement, meant is the suffix. And infix is very rare in English, but there are infixes in English also. An example to point out is the plural forms of some words like cupful. Cupful is singular, cups full. So the plural form, the plural morpheme is inserted in the word, cups full. The same way, passerby. Passerby is a singular form. To make it plural, we say passers-by. Passers-by. This passes, the plural morpheme sir is inserted in the word. And there are so many other funny words which people use. For example, for a joke, people say he went to Singapore. Singapore. Singapore is the word. Singapore is the name of the country. And to poke fun at it, people say Singapore. Bloody is inserted in the word. Or micro bloody soft. Micro bloody soft. Microsoft is the word, but you can add. And there are some other ugly words that people use, and it's only for joke, and it is not usually used in the language. So in English also, infix is common, but there are so many other languages where people use infixes quite commonly, or every now and then you can find infixes in the words. So our point is, bound morphemes can be either infix or prefix or suffix. Either infix, prefix or suffix. Infix is not talked about in English. Even grammar teachers don't teach infix in the classes in English. But there are. That's what we want to remember now. And in the case of the morphemes, the bound morphemes, when they are used, sometimes yesterday or the other day I told you about morph. Morph is the orthographic and phonological realization of the word, of the morpheme. Morph and morpheme are the same, but morph is the form and morpheme is the abstract idea of the morpheme. So morph, a single past morpheme, can have different morphs or different forms. For example, the past form of a word can be realized as t or d or it. For example, if you say worked, work, ed, work plus ed, worked, t, we realize it as t. So ed is realized as t. But if you say begged, B-E-G-G-E-D, they're also the same morpheme, same past morpheme, pronounced in a different way. It is pronounced d, not t, d, because the word ends in a voiced sound. But in the case of worked, it is realized as t because the word ends in a voiceless sound. And the same way, if you say wanted, ed, want, ed, there ed is used, the same ed, but it is realized as it, wanted. So this different realization of the same morpheme, that means the same morpheme is realized in different forms, t, d, it. And these are called allomorphs. Allomorph is the variant of a morpheme, or allomorph is, the correct definition of allomorph is, allomorphs are the phonetically conditioned morphemes. Phonetically conditioned morphemes. That is based on the phonetic nature of the root or the base or the stem, we realize the morpheme, the same morpheme in different ways. They are allomorphs. But they are different from allophones. Allophones are also the variants of the same phoneme. Phoneme is the smallest unit of speech sound. That can also be realized in different ways. A phoneme can be realized in different ways, but it has no meaning. Allophones have no meaning. Allomorphs have meaning. For example, an example for allophone, p, when it is aspirated, for example, people, when you say p, the first sound, the initial sound is aspirated, power, or cup, it is aspirated. But when you say prompt, or when the sound p comes in the middle of the word, it is not aspirated. Aspirated and unaspirated sounds are the allophones of the same phoneme. So phonemes have no meaning, but morphemes have meaning. Allomorph has meaning. And in the case of plural forms, we can say cups, s. The plural morph is realized as s in the word cups. But when you say bags, it is realized as z, because the word ends in a voiced sound. When it is connected to a voiced sound, it will be z, the plural morpheme. And when it is connected to sibilants, for example, buses is sound. So there, these plural morphemes are realized in different ways. So sir, z, and is. So these are allomorphs. The same morpheme realized in different ways phonetically. That is, phonetically conditioned morphemes are allomorphs. So what I want you to remember is morphemes are divided into two: free morphemes and bound morphemes. free morphemes are the main word or the stem, or it is the root, or it is the base of the word, to which a morpheme is added, either in the beginning, or in the middle, or at the end. So bound morphemes can be added to the word and it will have meaning. But taken away from the word, bound morphemes will not have their own meanings. That's all for today. We will come up with another topic in the next class. See you.